Once upon a time, on a happy green earth, in the land of milk and honey, there was a prince and a princess. Their people loved them. Stories traveled far and wide.
You're royalty, aren't you?
Of the prince's bravery. The princess was depicted as a warrior too. This is a 21st century love story after all. But she also had a kind heart and helped the poor and the hungry. And then...
You think this story's gonna have a happy ending?
Happy endings are just stories that haven't finished yet.
they broke up. If it seems like the line is being blurred between fact and fiction, that's because, when it comes to Hollywood, the story isn't about truth so much as it's about money. After all, in America, that's what happy endings are all about. Brangelina. It sounds like a sugary breakfast cereal, but in reality, it's the fusing of two celebrities into one single item. A brand made in heaven. And in a world in which millions of people hitch their trailers to every Hollywood star.
Did you ever think that maybe there's more to life than being really, really, really ridiculously good looking?
Brad and Angelina's beauty, glamour, and high profile was its own little cottage industry. People could almost feel the red carpet under their feet in rolling out their own personal brand.
Hey everyone! Come and see how good I look!
And with Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter, they could count their popularity in followers, likes, and reposts.
I'm sorry that people are so jealous of me, but I can't help it that I'm popular.
Brangelina was a modern-day fairy tale, but now it's over.
I couldn't even this morning when the news broke. My heart is breaking a little bit.
And some worry, did love die along with it? Could it be the end of the world as we know it? Randolph Noble, The Newsmakers.
Well, joining me now from London is media psychologist Rebecca Spelman. Thanks for joining us, Becky. Becky, we argued over and about this story for about 45 minutes in the editorial meeting. 3/4 of us didn't want to cover it. Some of us did, but wanted to cover it differently and with a bit more depth. Why are we even having this conversation? We're here, we're having this conversation, we're searching for some sort of deeper meaning. I'm assuming there is. What is it?
We are obsessed with celebrities. They sort of create this halo effect. Because they might be good at one thing, for example, acting, people will often perceive them as being really good at lots of other things as well, including relationships. So everyone expected Brad and Angelina to have this perfect relationship. And that's why there's a lot of shock over this relationship ending.
There are those who say, okay, so successful man and woman meet, they hook up, they have kids, they part ways, no more, no less. Are those people who prefer to see it that way, are they being reductionist and not factoring in other elements?
We can never really know what's happening in a celebrity relationship, but what I think is really interesting is the emotions that are evoked by the public when they follow celebrities in this way. And celebrities evoke both positive and negative emotions in us. So we can feel envy, frustration, horror with celebrities' actions. And I think it's really interesting how obsessed people get with them because it's a one-sided relationship. You know, we never really get to know what's going on behind these closed doors, but we get very obsessed with actually trying to find out. And I think for some people, you know, it's great escapism to follow these relationships, which are one-sided. So they never affect us directly. And that's quite an easy relationship for people to have. You know, I think it's fascinating, but also very normal for people to really follow these celebrities in such a way. And these celebrities certainly evoke strong emotion over the public, and that's why people are talking so much about it.
There was an interesting piece by Drake Bear in New York Magazine, quoting some other psychologists, calling it intimacy at a distance. And then, you know, quoting the piece, Drake Bear says, from a psychology standpoint, all the sadness and schadenfreude are indicative of the parasocial relationships that people have with celebrities. Has Drake hit the nail on the head there?
Yeah, so the one-sided relationship, it's so much easier for a lot of people. So to follow someone and idolize them and feel that you can relate to them and that you have the same values as them and the same interests as them is quite easy when you don't ever have to communicate with them directly. You never actually have any conversation, so there is no direct negativity. And for a lot of people, that's a very easy relationship to have, so they can maintain their positive view of this person over a really long period of time. Whereas real life relationships are not like this. There's a lot more conflict involved, and our ideas of people can change based on their communication with us as well. So with celebrities, with those relationships being one-sided, it's an easy relationship to have. And of course, people can fantasize and wonder what their life is like, because famous people do live an extraordinary lifestyle.
And I guess there's a lot of unfair intrusion into their private life now that they've divorced, and there's speculation. Was he having an affair? What was going on behind the scenes? But I wonder, is all of this just maybe a side effect of the same phenomenon that makes us care more about refugees because Brangelina cares about refugees? So is it an entire package that you have to take, whether you like it or not?
People will idolize celebrities, and particularly young people will look for their role models. And they will often pick celebrities as their role models, and they will start to have the same interests, the same values as them, and be heavily influenced by their decisions. So anything that Angelina or Brad are interested in, particularly strong causes, people will be more inclined to follow if they like that celebrity.
Okay, Becky Spelman, thank you very much for joining us.